Documentary, 10,000. 10,000 of my thoughts. Oh, what is this? My cat is on the floor and she wants stimulation. Does she need stimulation? Who is it, that is I, to choose what my cat wants? But what I see, determining by what I see, me, and I could be wrong, is when I do this, she runs after the cord. Now, is that ignorant stimulation? Well, it's the same thing as playing a game and wanting to win. Why do you want to win? Why can't you try and play as bad as you could? Because sometimes it's not easy to play bad because you can never play perfect. Nobody seems to ever be perfect. I threw the ball into the hoop, but I missed a few times. Has anybody ever thrown the ball into the hoop out of 100 and hit 100 out of 100? Or played hockey and every shot on goal was a goal? Have you ever fallen down? Have you ever put on two skates at one time? Where is it that we are perfect? It's sometimes easier to be wrong. But now if you play soccer and you kick the ball, doesn't matter which way you kick the ball, you are still kicking the ball unless you miss the ball. So it's harder, okay, in some instances to be imperfect, trying to be imperfect. In baseball, you can swing and miss 1,000 times. You're not perfect, but you're trying all the time. If you don't try, you'd end up, it's still, even when you try in baseball, the best baseball usually hitting percentage is never really more than 40%. So as hard as you try, we need to deliver the package. Why do we need to deliver the package? For the same reason the package we are delivering is inside of us. It's our heart, it's the blood, it's the air to stay alive. Then why stay alive? How far back to where we should not succeed that we can even be here presenting ourselves? Dead or alive, DNA, or after the death, or before the Christ, or A, B, C, D, bringing both worlds together in B and C. What do I do? Oh my God, what do I do? I search out, I find the analytics of a situation. I further try to understand it and share it and see if anybody in this world needs it or if it's happened before and categorize it. After 20 years of this play, I can tell you right now that the same numeric value in 13 times Bakun, or the Great Cycle, is 1872. Now, if it was 1728, it'd be 3 by 1751 Mars, 3 by 2880 for Pluto. And the angles are the degrees to the Great Pyramid. Could be the Pyramid of Giza. 5 times that number to the Pyramid of Giza gives you the short count of 25,625 divided by 41. You'll see what that answer is. To where Dodge, where the letter O is a combination of two numbers. The 15th letter in the alphabet is O. 1A and 5E. Now let's try and remember this. Let's try and remember this. Let's try and remember this. Work with me together. It's slow. A and E equals what is 1 and 5 equals to what is F6. But as the 15th letter, right, it is the letter O. O-A-E. Now, in French, when you say the W, right, you're saying the U times 2, equaling to what is 2 times 21, equaling to 42. But in French, okay, they call it, okay, times V. They call it double V, which is the 22nd letter versus what is the 21st letter. 2 times 22. Sorry, this is not, sorry, 2 times 22 equals to what is 44. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 plus 4 is 8, equaling to 24. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 plus 2 is 6, equaling to what is 14? A, B, C, D difference, dividing the seventh gate, dividing the night and day. In 1/3. Now, where do we get these 1/3 from? Where do we get these 1/3 from, right? Here is 3/4, and here is 1/2. This is 3 parts. This is 3/4 of this. This is 3 times 2 and 4 times 2. 4 times 2 equals to 8. 3 times 2 equals to 6. 8 times 2 equals to 16. Between here and here, it's 3/4. Is that what it is? Is it 3/4 between here and here? We do know the 7 divides up the two worlds. Between 8 and 16, it's 1/3, 8, and then it's 2/3, 16, equaling to what is the 24 hours and 33 over its creation. A, B, C is equal to 1, 2, 3. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 6. What is also noted to be B, C, D, J, or 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 9I. Sorry, this was supposed to be the I. This was supposed to be A, B, C, D, J, and it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 equal to 10. J. J ending with D, F ending with C. Here, okay, it's I ending with D. I, D, J, D. So this is that basic. The 3 times 3 equals to 9. The 3 plus 3 equals to 6. That's your 6 and 9 rotation. Here is what the 9 looks like. Here is what the 6 looks like. It looks like an 8. It looks like a percentage sign because it's the rotation of 6 and 9. Why should one number be larger than the other number? What can we do mathematically to these numbers to bring their equations so that 6 and 9, although they have this same area space, right, on a calculator, the 6 and the 9, right? Maybe there's something else going on. Maybe this is telling us a story. Maybe because the 6 is smaller area spaces. Here, every space is 1. Here, 9 times 1 equaling to 9. Then the next one is 8 times 1.25. Is 8.125 equaling to what I think is 9. And then it would be 6 times 1.5 equaling to 9. And then 4 times 2.25 equaling to 9. And each one of them, how each area is broken up. Possibly be that way. I don't know if these are just gems of a story, right? So we're just going to leave it at that. What I'm getting to now, okay, is that the A, E, I, O, and U, where here it's 1 and 2, and here it's 1 and 5. These two letters are the reverse of each other in the alphabet, where this one is going to use up the A and the E, to where these two, okay, are going to be what is 1 and 2. What is 1 and 2? Or the 12th letter is the L. Here's your 12th letter. Is this an L? Right? 2 parts by 1 part. I mean, I can do it this too, but who says when to stop? So I do it this way. It's like a wing, almost like a wing, Warner Brothers, right? Bringing 2 wings together, 12 and 12 equaling to 24, the 12th letter. This is the reverse alphabet of each other, equaling to a total of 2 and 7. 2 and 7 equals to what is 9. O equals to A and E. U equals to A and B. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals to 2, 3 and 2 equaling to 5. Now, is it that way? Is the alphabet made up that way? How do we get the U? The U is what is 1 and 2 comes together to create creation. The Ba creation. Can we call it the lower creation? The low creation, U. Another way is because the cube has 21 dots. It's because 2 cubes, okay, 2 cubes have 6 and 6 sides. Should we be calculating this together. The total of this is 51. The numeric value for Mars is 51. The low count of this, okay, is 9, 18, and 6. The low count of this is 24. The high count is 51. 75 in total. Now, if we want to go into something, we're going to get into this in a minute. Okay, I'm going to get back to 75 in a minute. When we go to understand the U, I can't bring a V over here. You know why I can't do a V? Because my V would end up to be here, and then my second part of my V would end up to be here. Do we ever see this? Right? This actually looks like a fold. It looks like a fold that if we flip this over, if we match this up and flip this over, I can bring it right into the center over here. Because I have to go around this area space here, it's going to call it Earth. I can come right down here and do it this way. And I wouldn't have to do the same marking as the Earth. Does that mean that when the difference between A and V is because this has to be created in order to create an extra dimension to the letter? Having this telling me that the A letter can only start up over here, creating that little I inside of it. Can that be the truth? The reason why Earth gets the U and why Mars gets the V is because the numeric value for Mars is 51. There's only one marking. But the numeric value for Earth, okay, is 52. So I have two markings, right? I have two markings. So if I'm going to go through my two markings, I can go through my two markings this way. How will I go through my two markings that way? Like that. And therefore, right, I can cut right through this over here in the center. But with this one over here, I have to cut through on each side. When I cut through on each side, see that X over here? 1x1. Here it's only a V. Can I do it that way? 9, 11 within its own. Another thing I wanted to talk about is you got 100 yards in the field, right? And let's say you got the 50-yard line, so it's 49 and 1 and 49 and 1, yet this 50-yard line is the same 50-yard line for both. But that would equal to 99, and it doesn't. And here, if it's 40 and 1 and 40, we're supposed to have just 81, but it's really 82. That's the way it is. It's just it plays inside the mind. Another thing I wanted to mention is that 1.5, right, times 4 equals to 6. 1.5 times 2 equals to 3, which is half of 4 and 6. 1/3 and 2/3, bringing the two worlds together. So what we're going to do onto this is the division between day and night. So 16 would be the day, 8 would be the night. So what would be the eve, right? Would be the eve. Are there two eves? There's the night eve. But what is it called, the morning dawn? Or is it the night dawn? To understand the difference between Adam and Eve, I looked at it as evening. And I looked at Adam as day, 16 hours of Adam, 8 hours of Eve, right? 8 hours of the sleep of the night. This one over here divides the seventh gate between 6 and 8, the odds in the game of craps and the dice cubes. The dice cubes divide on 6 and 8. 4 and 2, 6, 5 and 1, 5 and 3, 8. 5 and 3, 8, 4 and 2, 6. So we have to understand where 5 and 3 and 4 and 2 now show up, right? 5 times 5, 5 plus 5 is 25 and 10, 35. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 6 and 8, dividing of the gate, right? Dividing of the gate of 55. How did we get to 24? We got there right over here by the seventh gate dividing. And what happened when we got there? It came from 55. This here, and then this here, to create this comes from 55. Now 3 times 5 is 15 and 8 equaling to 23. So look, 3 by 5 equals to 15. 3 plus 5 equals to 8 equals to 23. So what happens? What happened is we were able to get 1 and 4, 5. We got this, create 2 and 3, 5, right? And to create this, we needed 2 and 4 to equal to what is 8. Whoop, to equal to what is 8 and 6 equals to 14. 1 and 4, 5, 2 and 3, 5. So these two numbers, which are the opposite of each other, are actually creating the same thing, one above and one below. In the game of roulette, what happens in the game of roulette? What happens is over here and over here is 14 and 23. Over here and over here and over here is 37, 37, 37 by crisscrossing the numbers in between. The cube is set up and is spun with 14 and 23 on the higher side. 23, 33. Remember 23 or 2/3 or 3 over 2? 23, where the numbers come together. And then you have Earth and Mars, right? You have Earth and Mars 103 or Jesus Christ. 7 and 6 is 42 and 13 equals to what is that? 55. To where the W or W means the two lives of you, the two lives of alpha beta creation, A and B, come out of the W and expressed in both what is the double of V and the double of U. The total between this is 38. 38 is coming up right now. 24, let me see on this side. 24 and 14, 38. 38 is the word club. It's the word gold. Monkey is 83, also noted to be the, if you want to go Neptune and Earth, right, as the 8th and the 3rd planet, which is also monkey. And you can also go 95 over 52 equals to 147, and that's a cycle we run right now. Seems like it's a 3811 cycle to the 29 birth. Have you ever seen this? This is where 8 and 3, where 9 and 2 and 5 and 6 and 4 and 7 come into your 9 creation. The opposite of that would end up being looking like, and when you have this 9-11 coming together over here, you'd have 7 and 2, 9, 1 and 8, 9, you'd have 4 and 5, 9, and then you go 6 and 3, 9. So we have to understand, and in one area I don't count the 1, in the other one I don't count the 9, so I don't count A and I don't count I. So now we're going to get back to A, E, I, O, U, where U is both A, B, and E, and since it's A, B, and E, it's also going to create, okay, 5, 6, it's also going to create H, 8, and at the same time, the U, right, equals to the 21st letter, where the O equals to the 15th letter, and since B is in between both of these, we're going to go A and E coming together, which now we're going to create O inside this. Now, if you want to know the basic family of O, it's Fox. The basic family of U, it's CLU. The basic family of A is also noted to be as what is J and S. The family of I also brings in the family of R. This is the family of vowels you have over here. After this family over here, okay, and do we implicate what is B coming through U as B? So B would come with K and T. E would come with N, E, and W. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The only letters that are left out here is D, M, and T, G, P, and Y. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. All right, and we got the H8 over here, so we have to use HQ and Z. So these are basically the two, 7 and 4, or 7, 7, 7, 4, 4, 4. 74 equals 28 and 11 equals to 39. The angel equals to 17, the Q gates of Mars. This is on its lowest angle. It cannot be reduced. The other one can be 3 by 13 reduced. This one can be increased. 3 by 17 equals to 51 Mars. And these is the angel of 39. Angels of Saturn and Mars. So anyways, I'm not sure if you really understood what I was getting at, but I did want to show you something else. French and English talking about the W, Earth and Mars coming together. Also noted in Chaldean as 666. The other dimension of this I wanted to mention is rotation with 8. 8, 1, 8, 1, 8, 1, 8, 1. Okay, you end up with 26, 27. When you go 1, 8 equals to 9, I'm going to do this again. 1, 8, 1, 8, 1, 8, 1, 8. It equals to 10. Then it goes to 18. Then it goes to 19 and 8. It brings us up to 27. So we're matching at 27. The house of Bait with 8 and 1, 9. When we come to 7 and 1, I'm not doing the other numbers yet. I'm not doing the 9 competition that you show over here. And just remember, when it comes to this, there's never more than 7. See the 1 dot in the center? 2 are never used on any of the sides unless it's turned. And I'm not talking really turned this way. It's here. Everything is red on this side. Here, it's just going to tell you all the ways. I can turn it all the ways. Here, it's this direction or it's this direction. All the ways. All the ways. Here, it's this direction or it's this direction. That means the 3 has to come down. You're going to have 2 and 5 on top. See, when the 3 is out to this way, it's 2 and 5. When it's the other way, it's 1 and 6. See, the 6 is here, the 2 is here, and the 5 is below. The 1 is on this side. So now when we go to the next area, 7, 1. 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 7 is 15, plus 1 is 16, plus 7 is 23. When we do it the opposite way, I get 24. The division between DC, 7 and 1 the gateway. This is going to be man, 13, or boy. It's going to be girl. We get 5 and 5, we get 11. You see, here we ended up with, here we were at 9 with the 7. Here with the 5, we're at 11. On the lower side, we're at 7. So now we're talking about the woman and we're talking about the cube. 7, 11 inside of here, right? Here becomes 5 and 5 and 1, 11 and 1 and 5 is 17. So we get Q, we get Mars. Then we go into the sun, boom, we get 23. And we do it the other way, we get 7. We now run into the numeric cube, the smaller cube rather than the big cube, the solid. We get 12 plus 1 is 13. So now, boom, from the female, we jump into the male. Plus 5, this says Mars and Earth coming together. It gets to 18. Then it gets 1 is 19. Now we add 5 again, it's 24. Same thing over here. 7 and 1 and 5 and 1. Is now we bring these two together, we divide up the two worlds. 5 and 7 connect together through 66. The male is the center. This is the E world. Gets split. 5, 7, 5. It's the I. And then 6 and 1 run into the cycle of the moon. 6, 1, 6, 1, 6, 1. Here you have Mars and Earth coming 6 plus 1. When a 6 comes first, the touchdown. Here we get the single point. This can happen only in the CFL. This can happen on a foul and a missed shot. Football is 6 and 1. Here we get 8 coming in. This is the queen will come in. Here's Jack and King. Here's the king coming in with the ace, reverting into the queen once it comes in. I'm going to the deck of cards, reflecting off the deck of cards. We come here, it's 14, plus 1 is 15, plus 6 is 21. Plus 1 is 22, plus 6 is 28. They match up over here. Life in the house of Bait. Reish, the heaven spirit in the sun. Here it equates into Mars, and here's a gateway, 26. I multiply this by 26. Here it says the sun, then I multiply this by 26, multiply this by 3, multiply this by 3, to understand what we're adding to reset the code. Raphael 70, 286 in a constellation of Pegasus, or to align to understand which numbers it can be aligned with. Peace. Thank you for watching this video.